to get cyber liability insurance for non-US companies. If you have a non-US based company and you're working with clients from the United States, you might at some stage be approached by your US clients to have this US type of insurance for IT companies. And these could be professional liability insurance or errors and omissions liability insurance, commercial general liability insurance, and cyber liability insurance. And for your information, the errors and omissions liability insurance is the same as professional liability. The names are interchangeable. Generally, clients are requiring 3 types of insurances, and these are general, cyber, and professional insurances. If this ever happens, don't freak out. Firstly, this will only happen if you're working with clients from e-government, e-health, or illegal industries, or some other big corporate clients who are super concerned about their security and are afraid of data leakage. And if this is your major client or one of your major clients with whom you've been working for a long time and you're planning to work for a long time, then the trouble of getting this US-based insurance is totally worth it. In fact, there might be no issue at all and no trouble at all. In all the other cases, for all the other clients, it will be up to you. But then again, if this client is not super important to you and not a long-term client, and they are, say, a small or medium business, and they still insist on you having this US type of insurance, then it might be the case of concern for yourself. And this is something for you to check upon, because you don't want any fake accusations and any frauds and any troubles. Basically, no risk. And even if there is no fraud involved and this client is totally legal, safe, whatever, you still don't want this insurance, the cost of this insurance, to outbeat the profit you're receiving from this client. So basically, you have to calculate whether or not it's worth to you, profit-wise. Now, how do you get this cyber liability insurance and other types of US insurances? If your company is registered in the US, there is no issue in obtaining that insurance. There are multiple insurance companies that work with US-based clients, the competition of which is huge, meaning for you that you probably will get a good deal, and meaning that you will only have to pay like a few bucks per month or whatever on a yearly basis. Typically, yearly plans are even more affordable and you're good to go with your typically yearly insurance. If you're registered outside of the United States, there is basically one option you have to follow, and that is to use middleman insurance companies in obtaining that kind of insurance. And there is a choice of those as well, even though not all insurance companies might want to work with you. But let's talk about it step by step. So here you might face certain issues, and firstly, all of the insurance companies will ask you the same questions. The first is coverage. How much your client wants for the insurance to cover harm that has been done to them, potentially. Typically, it's no less than $1 million. In other cases, it can be 5 million or 10 million or whatever. But the next thing the insurance company will ask you to fill is questionnaire. And what is typically asked in that questionnaire? And let me share with you the simplest template that you will be asked to fill in. Some other insurance companies send us questionnaires that would take you ages to fill in, and it depends on the insurer, but basically you will get an idea of what they are all interested in. So let me show you. Okay, so the questionnaire goes like this, and section A is general information. Basically the details about your company, where you've been registered, the postcode, telephone, website, whatever, date of establishment, that's also important. Like, say, if you're a new entity, not many insurer companies might want to work with you. Do you anticipate any major changes in these activities in the forthcoming 12 months? If yes, provide full details. Of course, you can provide details. For example, we are planning to attract more investments or more clients, and that is a good thing. So be careful about what you write here. Don't pour your heart and soul into this questionnaire. And of course, don't give in any details that might result in a rejection. Okay, so please detail your turnover, that's important, including fees for the past year and estimated turnover for the current and next year. currency USD, euro, and that is because we are a European-based company and the insurance amount that this company provided was also in euros. And that is another important thing for you to consider. If you are using a middleman insurance company, make sure that the amount they cover equals to the coverage amount that your client wants. And this is again important, where this money will be coming from: Europe, US, Canada, or other countries. And since our major clients were based in US, and also that was the US client who asked us for this insurance, there were no issues. Does the company possess any professional accreditation? Has the company raised any external capital? If yes, please detail investors and amounts. Section B, technology, E&O. And this section is a must to fill in if you are a provider of either technology, IT service, or products. And if you're not an IT service provider, then you skip to section C, cyber insurance. But that is, I guess, a must for any IT company to fill in this section. So it's all basically related to product business. But here goes: bespoke software development and software customization, IT consultancy, training, project management, and related support services, data processing. For example, that's what we do. Application of service, including software as a service, web hosting, telecommunication services. So basically, insurers want to know everything about your business. Do not get any surprises. Okay. Subcontractors. What percentage of your turnover is paid to subcontractors? That's also important for insurance companies. So they want all of your details. The details you even yourself as a business owner may not have thought of. What services do they provide to you, these contractors, subcontractors? Do you usually require such subcontractors to carry professional indemnity insurance? If yes, for what limit? If no, why not? Do you provide products or services to the following industries? And these are banking, utilities, IT security, logistics, aerospace, energy, medical, public, government, etc., etc. These are the important industries with which these insurance companies might not want to meddle with, okay? If yes to any of the above, please detail. Please list the 5 largest contracts undertaken during the last 3 years. So they also want to know everything about your clients, industry, nature of your product or service, fee, how much you got from that client. What is the average contract value per client? Approximately, how many clients do you have currently? Please provide a breakdown of your client. What is the duration of your typical contract? What percentage of your contracts use your own standard delivery? Do your standard delivery terms accept liability or consequential or indirect losses? So if your product or service failed, which of the following would best describe the impact to your clients, right? And that's extremely important, of course, and it affects the decision of the insurer. Please describe further. Do you seek legal advice retaining to intellectual property issues prior to release of any new products? Do you have a formal procedure for training staff on IP-related matters? If no to any of the above, please detail what other security policy you have. Do you require coverage for cyber? And that's where we come to cyber liability insurance. In most cases, 99% of cases, this is what your clients are after, cyber liability insurance. Do you hold or process any of the following types of sensitive data? That is financial, medical, identity information, names, addresses, so everything related to personal data. That is extremely important. Then we move to the section D, claims and insurance history. Have you previously been insured for your technology, E&O, or cyber risks? You have to answer these questions to your best knowledge. Basically, all the other questionnaires, they might be lengthier, so that is the simplest of them. Trust me, I've tried several insurers, so that is the simplest questionnaire we could fill in, and that's the typical questions they would be interested in. Now, based on your answers, these insurance companies might reject your application or approve it. And the possible reasons for rejections might be following. First, you're too poor, meaning that your yearly turnaround is not sufficient for them enough to actually work with you. And it's not convincing for them that you might not, end up being broke, and then your client might end up suing that insurance company or whatever. So That might be the first reason. The second reason is that you had court claims in the past. Do I have to explain? Not all insurance companies are willing to work with you, or if they are, they might charge you more. And the third one is you are a high-risk company, and what it might mean for different insurers, it might mean different things, but sometimes it's because your company is being based in certain countries, for example, in a war-ridden country, or if you are a team of professionals who all work remotely and who store the codes that they produce on their local machines, and there is no security policy installed in the office, not in the office, in your virtual office in your company. So this might be the possible reasons for rejection. If this happens, don't get discouraged. Go and talk to other insurers, because what is unacceptable for some is totally acceptable for others. And if your client is anything like ours, they don't truly care what type of insurer you use. They just need for you to produce a solid insurance document for them to have everything in place for their own bureaucracy. Now, if the insurance company accepted your application, it's time for you to negotiate, because it should not come as a surprise to you that the cost of your insurance is based on the required coverage by your client. Now that you have a quote from the insurance company, and if you see that it's kind of too tough on your budget, go and negotiate with your client if they are probably willing to move with their coverage. It's totally acceptable to negotiate. Go and do. It's market, it's business. In many cases, these can be attained, and the clients do give in to certain, speculations within the agreement. And then you go back to the insurer and get the cheapest insurance option you can get for your coverage. And then, after it's all been approved, you go back and thank good old Olga here, who provided you with this priceless advice. It will save you thousands of dollars per year. And if you'd like to learn more about other legal documents and legal arrangements and agreements you need to have as an IT business owner, you go and check out this video next, where I talk in details what legal templates you would need and how those should look like. Click the like button before you go and check it out. I'll see you there, and stay safe.